I recognize the skepticism surrounding this topic. If everyone could see the sensor and video data I witnessed, our national conversation would change. I urge us to put aside stigma and address the security and safety issue this topic represents. If UAP are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science.
It takes a lot of bravery to come forward, especially as a member of the military, and speak publicly about seeing a UFO. Our next guest, Ryan Graves, testified at Wednesday's hearings. You saw him there about what he saw while piloting an F-18, and he's been instrumental in encouraging other pilots to speak out. Ryan joins me live now. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Ryan. You know, I'm curious, it's been a few days since the hearings. Pilots feel comfortable coming to you and your organization. Have you seen an increase in people coming forward with stories? Have you heard anything especially interesting in the last couple of days?
Absolutely, you're correct. So yeah, since the hearing, there have been an influx of people coming to safeaerospace.org and joining both as pilots, as people just want to support this conversation. And a lot of those pilots have shared their stories. There have been a number of commercial pilots that have recently signed up that have been confirming some of the sightings that I spoke about, as well as sharing some new data about potentially some new cases. So we certainly have a work cut out for us.
An interesting development since the hearings, Ryan, is the Arrowhead, Dr. Kirkpatrick, coming forward with this statement that I just read a couple of minutes ago, really not happy about the hearings, calling out David Grush. Did that surprise you? What did you make of that? Like, here's the statement again, saying that he was deeply disappointed. Were you surprised to see him come out with that statement on his LinkedIn?
Well, disappointed to see him come out that way. I would be disappointed to hear if he thought that hearing in any way was a slight on any of the men or women that were serving under Arrow or that he's worked with. I don't think anyone would speak poorly to any of that staff. I think there is perhaps justification for calling out improvement to the Office of Arrow or their processes that they've demonstrated thus far. So I hope that message got through clearly.
I'm just curious. You've been outspoken. You've done a lot of interviews over the years. What did it feel like, testifying there in Congress? Did it feel, I mean, you've told the story many times, but did it feel different being under oath and on the record? I mean, it was obviously just such a historic moment.
Yeah, it's very difficult to describe it. It was quite the experience, even just from the moment we, opened the back doors and came out. I honestly kind of lost my breath for a moment. But, sitting there, it was something that I had spoken to before. And for me, it was a story that I had considered for a while, and it was nothing but the truth. So for me to be under oath in a way was almost empowering, that I could show people that I was being as honest as I felt.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Gaetz, you heard him talk about a UAP incident at Eglin Air Force Base, that he saw a radar image, now wants that image to be released, is asking for a subpoena to force them to release that image. Does that sound at all like what you saw? What do you make of Representative Gaetz' story about what happened at the base there?
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. It actually did remind me very much of the fleet of objects that was seen in the vicinity of the gimbal incident. That was something that wasn't seen on the FLIR footage, but was seen on the radar data on the situational awareness page, and you can hear the pilot speak to it. When Representative Gaetz spoke to that particular incident in Florida, it reminded me of the same incident. What was even more interesting is just how positive the congressman was that what he had seen an image was not ours.
One thing I wondered, too, I heard David Grush say over and over again, there was confidential information that he could only talk about with them in a skiff, in a confidential environment. Is there stuff that you know and saw that you're not able to talk about, or because it was sort of a firsthand account when you were piloting the F-18, it's all just open to the public?
When I first testified to my case and I spoke about it behind closed door, there was classified information relating to our weapons and sensor ranges that would be considered classified now. However, there would be no information related to UAP or related to the security classification guidelines, or defined through the security classification guidelines specifically for UAP themselves. So I was never read into any classified UAP program or anything like that, like Mr. Grush's experience.
Makes sense. Well, Ryan, we really appreciate you coming on tonight. It was really something to see you testifying on Wednesday. Hopefully you've gotten a little bit of rest, although it seems like you work all the time. Thanks so much for coming on with us tonight.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.